So now that we've done a lot of the standing work, we're going to work a little bit with the downward dog shape, even if you only ever do it with your hands on the chair. And so bend your knees slightly, take your hands down to the chair, round your back, so sitting bones down towards the floor, push your shoulders down and forward, you're in a rounded back shape. And then try the opposite. Lift the sitting bones up, drop the belly, chest forward, throat forward, chin up. These are called cat-cow positions. This is the cat, an angry cat. And this is the cow. One more time. Sitting bones down, shoulders forward, and sitting bones up, throat forward. Come to a neutral, so the sitting bones push down, but the spine is lengthened. And walk your feet back now until you feel like your arms are slightly extended. Most of my weight is still on my feet, although I'm pushing with the heels of my hands against the chair. First, just shift the weight forward so that your shoulders are above your hands. Make sure that you feel safe and confident here. This is the middle position with your torso somewhere in the middle. And then this is the backward position where you shift your weight back. Then you're trying to make a straight line from your hips to your hands. And if you have to bend your knees in order to get there, please work with bent knees. Don't hurt your back, don't hurt your legs. Come to the middle position, and then come to the high push-up position. Middle position, down dog position. Middle position, high push-up. If you can let the heels lift slightly and really think about the pubic bone lifting, you're creating a little bit of that spinal flexion shape. Come to the middle position. This should feel relatively nice, easy. And then down dog position. If you can, look at your navel and make sure that the ribs aren't flaring. So you're not trying to create a super back bend shape that could injure your back or your shoulders. You're just trying to work towards a straight line. And again, if you have to bend the knees, please do. Come to the neutral position, the high push-up position, the neutral position, and down dog position. If this feels like no big deal, you're going to transition to the floor. If you want to keep working with the chair, please do. If, again, you know that down dog is difficult for you, have your blocks nearby, which will elevate your hands much the same way the chair will. You're in your rounded back position. Try a cow. Lift your sitting bones, lift your chest and throat. Press the sitting bones down, look at the navel, lift your back. And then push your hips back first to a little rounded down child's pose, so your hips and heels are in contact. Your hands are on the blocks. Then shift your weight forward. This is your high push-up-esque position. If you wish, you can lift your knees off the floor slightly to make it more difficult, but I want you to keep your knees bent as you push your way back to a down dog shape. And so you'll notice that my heels are off the floor, which means that I personally want to step my feet slightly forward. First, work on your hips and your shoulders, and only if those feel like they're in the right position do you try and flatten your back. If this still doesn't feel comfortable enough, you can lift the blocks to a higher height, which should help. You can take your feet wider apart, which should also help quite a bit. And then you come back over the blocks, step your feet together again, or close together again if they were wide apart. Bend the knees and take them down. You can create the cow position to relax your spine. Sitting bones down, round your back. Push back to your little child's pose. Come over, bring your shoulders over your hands, and then keep the knees bent. As you roll back to your down dog, you can keep the knees bent or straighten, only if it feels good. Most of you might be somewhere like this. Try not to push forward on the balls of your feet. Even if your heels can't lift, you're trying to push the heels down towards the floor and get the weight back towards your feet and away from your hands. One more time. Come back to the neutral position. Bend your knees. Take the feet down. Round your back. Come forward and sit.